I'm pretty sure, yeah. In Paper Mario, there's 4 things that you can upgrade. Your boots, hammer, partners, and your stats. For the last 2, other people have already made videos about beating the game at level 1 or without your partners, so I'm not really going to go into battles in this video. Instead, I want to figure out if you can beat the game without ever upgrading your boots or your hammer. Rules are pretty simple. For the whole run, I'm stuck at normal boots and the normal hammer. Glitches are allowed, but Ace isn't. With all that said, let's find out. Starting with Prologue and Chapter 1, you obviously you don't have any upgrades yet anyways. In Chapter 2, you get the Super Hammer in Dry Ruins. While Chapter 2 can be skipped entirely, I want to do as little skips as possible, because that's more fun. The only things that you need the Super Hammer for in Chapter 2 are to fight the 3 stone chomps. To figure out if this is possible, first I went to Google to see if someone else has already done this, and the very helpful AI overview gave me everything that I needed to know. No, you don't need the Super Hammer for the main dungeon, though you must get the Super Hammer. Okay, I hope that helps, bye! I don't think you can get the stones without the Super Hammer unless maybe you did some stuff with Clippy, but I'm not gonna do that. The only other thing I can think of is maybe LCS, so you fall out of bounds, but I don't think you really can in these tight corridors. These are also flag based, not story trigger based, so you can't skip forward till all of these are broken. So instead just get Parry and let's just go to Chapter 3. In Chapter 3, okay yeah, you can't get straight into Chapter 3 without finishing Chapter 2, but you can skip Chapter 4 or 5 early, then go back in if you really want to know. I'll put text on screen right now explaining it, but for the sake of pacing, let's just continue. In Chapter 3, you get the Super Boots. In the room where they're unlocked, the only way out is through the ground panel, and without going through there, you can't get the boot painting to get Bow, which means the entire mansion has to be skipped, and we'll have to go the rest of the game without Bow. You can skip the mansion by LZSing in the room outside, fall out of bounds, and just walk around the gate. I really should make a video explaining how LCS works, shouldn't I? I don't know. In the village during the one cutscene, you need to use Bow, but if you don't have Bow selected, the game will switch to her automatically, even if you don't have Bow unlocked. Heading into the mansion, not that far in, there's this floor tile which leads to the East Hall key. Without being able to get in here, the entire mansion is impossible, I'm pretty sure. So Chapter 3 has to be skipped too. Chapter 4, since you don't have Bow, you can't get in the normal way. Instead, you have to get in by luring this toad to this wall, spin between him, hammer, and fall out of bounds into the toy box. This is pretty much the same idea behind the newer Blue House skip method or Black Toad skip. For the rest of the chapter, it has no floor tiles or gray blocks. This can be done easily. These spring boxes, normally most people ground pound them, but you can also just hammer them instead. Same with the station buttons. In the green station, you're supposed to use Bow to get past these grates, but if you already know the combination, you can just skip it. Chapter 5 is back to being interesting though. To get the whale's attention, just like Chapter 4, you can use the hammer, and Jade Jungle has nothing noteworthy other than getting a useless stone. Inside the volcano though, it doesn't take very long before there's problems. Only 3 rooms in before a super block gets in the way. There's a trick you can use called Sushi Glitch, which lets you skip through the rest of Mount Lava Lava, and it's really easy to do. Just jump on the second ring, ground pound the save block, oh. There's no other way of getting through Chapter 5, you have to get past this block. And without either the Ultra Hammer or Sushi Glitch, I don't know any way to get past it. And if this video was made a few years ago, this is where the run might have ended. But I have a way. At first I was wondering if there was a way to get the Toad Town Sushi Glitch into Mount Lava Lava and just go from there, but TLDR I don't think you can. But there is still a way for this trick to be helpful. The only requirements to get into Chapter 6 are having 3 unique bubble seeds and 4 seeds in total. And yeah, the way that you get the last one is by completing Chapter 5, but you only need 3 unique seeds. But if there was somehow a way of getting multiple of one of the other seeds, there's nothing stopping you from getting in there early. Oh wait, there is. Normally when you talk to this bubble, this is the order of events. You talk to the bubble gives you the seed, the bubble talks to you again, then the game says that the seed has been collected and it won't give it to you again. Seed duplication works by getting the seed and not letting the game mark it as collected, letting you get it a second time. To do this, go to Toad Town and get Toad Town Sushi Glitch. This works by getting on Sushi on this exact spot because the game is kind of dumb sometimes, puts Mario at the wrong spot, just like the one in Chapter 7. Then swim over to Forever Forest in the room with the bubble. Now I'm going to be completely honest here and say that I don't 100% understand how this works, and that I have too much social anxiety to ask around for the technical details, so you're getting the short version. Once you're in the room with the bubble, encounter the fuzzy and run away. This lets you walk around with Sushi Glitch still kind of active. If you were to leave the room at this point, Sushi Glitch would go back to normal. Instead, encounter the fuzzy again, switch to a different partner, and then run away. Switching to someone else cancels Sushi Glitch, but encountering the enemy twice also like kind of puts you in a cutscene and kind of gives you Clippy apparently. It's a weird state to be in, and being in a weird state allows for weird things to happen. Now run over to the bubble. You can't talk to it right now or else you'll soft lock because you're still kind of in a cutscene. So pause the game, and for a small window of time while the pause menu is closing, you'll be able to talk to the bubble because the weird cutscene state updates. And now you can talk to the bubble and walk around at the same time. And finally, the hard part's over. Now just go to the path to the next area, continue the text until you get the seed, and head to the next area before the bubble can keep talking. Now all of this is over and the game is back to normal. But because we did all that, the game hasn't yet said that Mario has collected the seed, even though you have, so you can just go back and get the seed again. Just as a little warning, when you close the menu, don't press A too early or you can soft lock yourself apparently. I think you could theoretically not cancel Sushi Glitch and get infinite seeds, probably an easier way to get to 32 key items instead of doing early whale over and over, but to get into chapter 6 you need 3 unique seeds, so you'll have to get the other 2 normally, which isn't a problem at all. Just get the one in Toad Town, then the one in Mount Rugged, plant the 3 seeds, plant the second blue seed, and head into Flower Fields, skipping chapter 5 and that super block. Chapter 6. While this chapter doesn't have any mandatory ground panels or blocks, once you get Lackluster, the puzzle to get to the Cloud Machine only works if you ground pound. If you do LZS shenanigans, you can skip it, but I'm lazy so the rest of the chapter has to be skipped using Peach Warp. While the easier method to Peach Warp is using Sushi Glitch, as I talked about before, that's not really an option, so you have to use the Lackluster method instead. If you go back into the volcano, the super block is gone now, since unlike the stone chomps, this one is story trigger based. Skipping parts of the game has weird side effects like this, like how skipping the record in chapter 3 makes it appear in the middle of the room. I kinda want to make a video on this sometime in the future, but TLDR, it's because skipping chapter 6, the game thinks that you've already broken it. Continue to this room right before Lava Piranha, get unlucky on this exact spot, hold down. When you're back on top, hop on again, and hold left. Once you're back up again, hold down right, and you should be under the lava. Then go right, get unlucky here, get off, then get unlucky right here to teleport through this wall, and fall out of bounds to get around all of this stuff, which can soft lock you if you walk through it. Go through the cutscene, and skip into chapter 7. Okay, just let me rant real quick. I do not understand people who say that the Lackluster method is easier. Yeah, just get to this exact spot, fall out of bounds 3 times with the quick reaction time on the last one, or else you'll have to go back to the second one. Then for the Lackey Teleport, that's a frame perfect trick by the way, which is so annoying to try for over and over. People act like the sushi method is hard, it's not. Just stop using the speedrunner method. Have Bombette out, hit the spring, ground pound under the save block, go down here, press C down, open the part menu, select sushi and don't save at the same time, go in the loading zone, and there you go, it's done, it's not hard. It's so much easier than the Lackey method. Anyways. Chapter 7, that was quick, you can't even get into the chapter. It's whatever, it wouldn't be possible anyways, there's a ground panel that you need to get past to get the red key. So just go back and Peach Warp again into chapter 8. One last chapter left. This is the only chapter in the game that can't be skipped at all. If there's anything left in the way, the challenge isn't possible. Let's hope for the best. Starway? Nothing. In the basement, there's this lava that you need Bow to get past. Luckily, you can just skip the basement. The method that I usually use, you need the Ultra Boots, but instead you can just do some setups to get into the right spot, get on Lackey, get off, go down here, get on Lackey again, and you can just teleport into this wall and get back to the front door. Continuing the rest of floor 1, nothing. Floor 2, nothing. Getting close. Floor 3, there's nothing in the way, go to Peach's Castle, beat Bowser, and yes, it is possible, you can beat Paper Mario without upgrades. When I first had this idea, I was pretty sure it'd be possible. I started scripting this out, then I realized twice that there's parts that I didn't consider, so I thought that it wouldn't be possible, just for it to actually be possible. This is yet another video that I thought would be really short, but here we are. Now I did say that people have beaten the game at level 1 before, but as far as I can tell, no one's beaten the game at level 1 without equipment or partner upgrades, So technically, I don't know if this run is completable if you stay at level 1. I just wanted to do the overworld stuff for now. Maybe I could try truly level 1 all bosses in the future. I mean, the only chapter bosses you even have to do for this run are the Koopa Bros, first and last Junior Troopa, General Guy, and Bowser. And if you really wanted, you could skip chapters 1 and 4 and only have to do final Junior Troopa and Bowser. That's if they'd even be possible, I don't know. Also, I should probably shout out Paper Mario Archives as a really useful resource for glitches and tricks in this game that I use a lot for researching. If I'm going to use them so much, I might as well give them the credit. Anyways though, bye.